Hi, this is Mark with Avail Data, and today we're going to take a high-level look at 5 applications we are currently developing for a new startup company called Seamless Walls. In follow-up videos, we will take a deep dive into some of these applications, but in this video we're going to take a step back and examine how the combination of cloud computing and new mobile form factors, smartphones and tablets, can work together to transform a service-based business. Let's take a quick peek at these 5 applications. All 5 hook up the Seamless Walls database in the cloud, 3 are desktop applications, and 2 are mobile. This is the first application. It is the main portal for the business, commonly referred to as an extranet or an intranet, and this should always be the first step. Once you have your database and portal set up, adding new business processes or applications is relatively simple. This is the second application. It's the job planning application and is used by the project manager to plan and aggregate the jobs. This is written in Adobe Flex, which means it is really good at presenting the end user, in this case the project manager, with a large amount of data and allowing them to visualize and manipulate that data in real time. When we move tasks around on the timeline here, or extend their duration, not only does that happen here on a desktop, but it's also reflected in the database in the cloud so that we're actually changing this data visually. This is the Seamless Walls Daily Crew and Task Planning application. It is also a Flex application, which is used by the project manager to both schedule tasks and crews, and also to track in real time these same tasks as each crew completes them throughout the day. That is why there are 2 lines for each crew, one for how the day is planned and one for how it actually ends up. We'll come back to this in a little bit. This is the Seamless Walls estimating application. It is a mobile application designed to run on a smartphone or a tablet. We're looking at it in the emulator, which makes it much easier to record. And this is actually where most of the data that the project manager needs when he's working with the job planning application or the daily crew and task planning application we just examined comes from. When the estimator enters data into this mobile app, it goes to the database in the cloud where it can be viewed, manipulated, and used, not only to create a nice proposal package, but also used for other applications and other business processes. Really pretty cool stuff. And finally, the Seamless Walls Crew Leaders Daily Planner. This is another mobile application which is used by the crew leaders throughout the day. This app has a good bit of functionality, but we're going to concentrate on the task list. The task list presents the plan the project manager has put together for the crew when he was using the Seamless Walls Daily Crew and Task Planning application. It also allows, or it's probably more accurate to say requires, that the crew leader report on his progress. As you might guess, as the crew leader clicks on these Start Task and End Task buttons, the crew's actual timeline on the Daily Crew and Task Planning application gets filled in. So there's a quick high-level view of the 5 applications we're developing for Seamless Walls. Before we dig any deeper, let's discuss why. Why should you invest your time, energy, and money in developing business processes and then designing cloud and mobile applications to facilitate them? So, this might help. This is in fact the world's most simplified business income statement for our fictional company called Acme Services. So we start out with our gross revenues. We then subtract our direct labor and material costs, or as the accountants like to say, our cost of goods sold. This gives us our gross profit. From that we subtract our overhead expenses to arrive at what we hope is our net profit, not a net loss, right? This is the important part. The goal when developing custom software, whether it is for mobile or desktop, is to improve the gross profit and get the bottom line up, the net profit up. We are really not talking about increasing revenue or improving our marketing efforts. Although, keep this in mind as we go, the spillover effect of marketing and sales is inevitable, but it's not the main goal. It's more like a bonus. Our main objective is to keep more of our gross revenues. And we do that by lowering our cost of goods sold and by lowering our overhead expenses. So, how do we increase our gross profit? Again, greatly simplifying for speed, we do so by increasing our 3 C's. We want to increase our communication, increase our collaboration, and increase our control. Put simply, we want to facilitate communication and improve collaboration in order to increase our control. So, what are we trying to get control over? Well, we want control over our direct labor costs. We want to control our direct material costs, our sales conversion costs, time spent in supply stores, time spent at 7-Eleven. We're trying to get control over our cost of goods sold in order to increase our gross profit. So the next question is, how do we increase our control? Every week, there are literally thousands of actions and activities happening in our business. Tasks are assigned, tasks are started, tasks are completed, sometimes on budget, sometimes not. New leads come in, a sale is made, a customer fills out a survey. Seriously, thousands of actions and activities each week. What we need to do is increase our communication about and the collaboration around these actions and activities. This will increase our control and, by extension, lower our cost of goods sold. And on the surface, right, the solution might seem simple. We can double or triple the number of meetings each day. We can expand their scope and duration. We could instruct all of our field personnel to call their project managers every time they start or complete a task or leave for a customer's location. As tasks are completed, we can have the project managers send out emails showing the comparison between estimated completion times and the actual times. In fact, we can have everyone in the organization prepare and circulate more reports every day, and there is little question. This will increase our control, and therefore lower our costs and increase our gross profit. But I'm sure the absurdity of this is obvious. If at the same time we greatly increase our overhead, we end up with lower net profit, and eventually exactly where we don't want to be. This is where the transformative power of combining cloud computing with mobile apps comes into clear focus. We can now increase our communication and collaboration in order to increase our control and do so while actually lowering our overhead. Custom software allows us to do it, and to do it automagically. This is actually a real word, although it probably has not made it into Webster's yet. It means to happen automatically in a way that is hidden from or not understood by the end user, so it actually appears like magic. Let's look at a quick example from Seamless Wall's CrewLeader's daily planning application that we looked at a few moments ago. Okay, we're back at the CrewLeader daily planning application. When one of the crew leaders selects one of these tasks and then selects the Task Complete button, this is all that happens on the phone. But automagically, a bunch of stuff is happening in the background. The database is updated with the actual start and end times. Our job status is updated to complete. An email is sent to the customer, letting them know that the job is finished and inviting their feedback. An invoice is created and sent to the project manager for review. On the Seamless Wall's daily crew and task planning application we looked at a few minutes ago, where each crew had 2 timelines, a planned and an actual one, the real start and end times for the task get filled in on the timeline that's labeled actual, and it's done in real time. The data is added to the end of the day reports. Actually, it's not, but it's in the database, so when our reports are run automagically at the end of the day, the actual start and completion time for this task as well as all the others are automatically part of the reports. This is some really cool stuff, and we invite you to watch our other videos, and when you're ready, give us a call so we can discuss how together we can transform your business. Thanks a lot for watching.